So in this video, my idea is to improve an F-fly, and to improve it I'm going to incorporate almost the same materials as for the F-fly with the addition of a little bit of dubbing, which is definitely not necessary step, but what I think is necessary step is those legs that you can see and that will stay on the water and that will move. And I think movement on slow moving waters is definitely a trigger, and it can improve our catch rate. So I think that's a very important thing to add to our flies. So without any further ado, let's hop into tying this one. So first things first, I'm going to shoot it wide, and if necessary I will add close-up shot. But for the start I'm going to show you my materials, and I'm going to use 8 through 0 thread because it's strong and I can cinch down on the materials more and secure it more. That's my idea. You need sharp scissors. I'm using those TMCO, which are pretty sharp. I mean, I dropped them a couple of times, so I had to sharpen the tip. That's very sensitive. Something that I really like to use, but I don't use it very often because it's somewhere on the bottom of my box. It's moleskin. It's very fine dubbing. It's short, so it may be challenging to dub, but it looks like micro seal's fur, if you ask me. It's like shiny, it's fine, it's semi-translucent. It looks very good. And I'm going to use 2 CDC feathers, which are triangular in shape or diamond shape. If you remember from my past videos, I like this for wings because when I stroke all those barbs up, they meet at the top, so there is less waste, you know. And in this video I'm going to show you how to have almost zero waste with CDC, because I find that CDC is rather precious material, especially good quality CDC. So let's start with just regular start jam hitch, nothing reversed here. I'm going to leave just enough room for the head, and after a couple of reps you can, when everything is secured, you can pull down on your you can pull down on your bobbin holder. It's stuck on my fingers, so I lost tension, and that's how this happens. Anyway, with flat thread, so counterspin the bobbin. To get a flat thread, go to the rear of the hook and almost into the bend a little bit, and then take a little pinch of mole. Now use something to wet your fingers if they're dry, because this is very difficult material to use if your hands are dry. And use literally nothing on your finger, almost nothing. How I dub, I press against the thread like this and then roll it, and after like 2 you already get a noodle. Then take away, little pinch again, let me see how you can, okay, little, and then press it. You will see V shape forming. Roll it, always roll in the same direction, and then again loosen the dubbing here to get it like this, and then press it against the thread, roll in one direction. That's very important. If you do it like this, if you just rub it back and forth, it's nothing, and then press, and that's it, and you got yourself a nice dubbing noodle. Now you can slide dubbing noodle wherever you want, but it's easier if you have this gap over here. You can just cover a little bit of hook, and when you start wrapping your dubbing, just go back to the eye. That's why you don't need to go all the way to where you plan to end your body. Now the reason why I'm using this hook is I think that this fly should sit lower in the water surface, and the curved hook helps it a little bit. So it just suggests vulnerability of the fly. At this point I'm using my Velcro brush, and I'm gonna just brush slightly to get it a little bit buggier. It looks beautiful like this. Short fibers are, let's say, controlled because they're short. They cannot go all over the place, but still they suggest all that liveliness here. Now, how I use CDC? Well, I put 2 feathers. I rarely use 3 unless I'm using something for the bigger flies or the CDC is low bad quality. Align the tips, and when you align the tips, grab them by the quills. These are quills, and then stroke all those barbs together. Okay, stroke them together like so. When you get them all together, you can measure how much you want it to be long. Caddies, if you noticed, they have rather long wings compared to the bodies, and then this body is curved, meaning that if it straightens, it will be longer slightly. So if you align tips with a bend, it's too short, extend your wing. It's okay, just extend it a little bit like so. Stroke those barbs upwards. You want everything on the top of the hook shank, and then I'm holding the eye of the hook here. I rotate the vise to see if everything sits well, and now I'll spin the bobbin counterclockwise to have this thread jump into my fingers, see, and then up. I'm pushing with my index finger towards me to compensate for the thread torque. That's minimized because I'm using this upward motion, but still it's present. And now after 2 or 3 reps, depending on how well you did everything, you can release the tension. And these are locking reps over here. Now it's time to cut everything. Now, instead of cutting it flush like this, lift everything, lift it, put your scissors on the thread over here, put them to lie here on the thread, like so. And instead of cutting horizontally, lift a little bit, just slightly. And now, if everything is right, well, this is just tiny little bit too long. I'm just gonna cut it a little bit more. But if I did everything right, I would have a nice taper that ends exactly near the eye of the hook. Now I'm removing those locking reps and maintain the tension, and then with flat thread I'm covering those butt ends and additionally securing everything here. So I have a nice place for thorax here. Now if your feather rotated slightly, which it didn't here, you can move it up and then cover it with your thread. But I just want to go back because I need some place, I need some room here for the thorax. Now I need flat thread. I'll just let the bobbin hang and untwist while I'm doing my non-waste strategy with the CDC. As you can see here, we have like quite a bit of feather, and this is the second one, so because it was smaller obviously. Now what I'm going to do is, like in one of my last videos, I'm just going to place it here on this plastic foam. Well, not plastic, it's foam. I'm just gonna put it here. You can add some shiny dubbing if you want, but I'm not gonna do that now. Just place it there, or use magic tool if you have one, it's okay. Obviously it was made for it. And then insert all those barbs. Now this is the way how I remove the rachis, and I keep only the barbs. Okay, open, and now I have all those barbs folded into my clip. All I need to do is to cut. Okay, the one drops down, but like as you can see here, the waste is minimal, and with a precious thing like CDC, I think that reducing waste is quite a good thing to do. Now I already flattened my thread while I was talking and preparing materials, so I don't need to counter twist the bobbin. I just need to insert the needle, split the thread. If you use GSP, you can spin it even more, because GSP is stronger. Now I know that here on the lower side I have longer barbs, and I always want my longer barbs to be here. Because if I put them near the wing, I think, I never tried, I never confirmed this, but it's just my logic, I think. Those barbs will just tangle with the wings more, and whereas if I'm using shorter ones, they will be perpendicular to the hook more, and they will keep those longer ones to be perpendicular as well, which will produce more movement on the surface. Now I'm just gonna insert everything here, keep the tension, open the clip, and remove the clip while it's open, not closed obviously. Now twist the thread, keep the split thread together. You don't want it to open at this point, and then just twist everything together. Now I forgot to tell you, but like you don't need to catch CDC barbs by the butts or tips, whatever you want to call them. You don't need to catch them shallow. You just need to let them extend maybe 2-3 millimeters so they can fold as you wrap them around the hook. Now this is quite long, so I need to overlap here. Let me show you first 1, 2. Okay, now the barbs are starting to wrap. I want one behind to elevate the wing. Now I'm gonna be over the wing now, and over the wing now, and now I can go and just, okay, now looks like a big mess at the moment. Okay, that's it. I need to remove a couple of these because it's too much, and it's not too difficult to remove them. Just pull them out, because it's not super good locking. When you do dubbing loop, that's super good locking. Okay, now with flat thread I'm going to do the whip finish knot. Sorry for the squeaking. Now this is one of the, okay, I didn't catch it well. Now I'm going to catch all those barbs first, and I'm going from the eye, 1, 2 to the back, and then 1, 2, 3 to the front. Okay, I cut it, broke it, but as you can see, even though I broke it, the knot is still here. Now what I like to do is, I like to do this. So I just pull it towards the eye, and I like to cut those lower barbs, just for the sake of lower riding fly. And now from the fish point of view, as you can see, it's all over the place. Those nice barbs are going to move all of the water, suggesting life, and catch you more fish. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video wasn't too far away, too wide. Please let me know in your comments down below if you want more close-up. And that's it. I thought that technique here was very important to show you a little bit with more depth field. So keep safe, tight lines, and see you next week.